What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to the New You Podcast, and this is for anybody who's struggling along your weight loss journey. I'm Antoine, your coach, and I'm here to make this journey a lot more simple for you. So what I'm going to be talking about today is something that doesn't get brought up enough in this weight loss, fat loss space. And what I'm talking about is going to be key to making sure you're somebody who not only loses the weight, but keeps it off. Because I have news for you. Most of you will lose a substantial amount of weight in your life. Many of you have already done so, but the problem is most people gain it back, and this is not what you want. You don't want to work hard, sacrifice for 3, 6 months, a year to only put it back and then more. All right, so the thing I'm about to talk about is crucial, and what I'm talking about here is creating a new identity. This is going to be one of the key things that will help you to be successful long term. This is something that I see with my most successful fat loss clients and many others. And this will ring true in different areas of your life. Like with addicts, for example, right? If you're an alcoholic, a drug addict, having to create a new identity different from that one that you had when you were doing those drugs are crucial. And this is something I've seen in my own life. So I don't know how much you know about me, but your coach here, I used to be an alcoholic. I used to do a ton of drugs. This is how I lived my life, and I really took in, and at the time was proud of the identity of I'm a rock star. You know, this is how I felt. This is how I lived. I had a very live for the present mindset. I didn't care about the future too much. When people would ask me before I would do something super risky, so let me give you an example. So I used to like MDMA, Molly. This was one of my favorite drugs back then. Don't do it, but I used to do it a lot. And you know, some buddies I would party with, they maybe have one. So me, I'm like, 1's good, 4's probably better. And I would do it. I would take that risk. And you know, they would say, Twine, yo, you are crazy. Like, should you take that much? And I would go, it's fine. That was a part of my identity. That's how I did many, many things. And I had to do away with that. You know, I had to become somebody who thought more of the future. Somebody who is more careful with himself, right? More careful with my relationships with other people, right? This is not a identity I had in the past. And if I was going to have any luck in being somebody who would never drink or do a drug again, I had to create a new identity. It's going to be the same thing on your weight loss journey. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but what identity should I create? What if it's something I don't want to do? Well, I'm going to make this very simple for you. The way you can decide how to be is I want you to imagine that you, right, at your goal. Let's say it's you 50 pounds lighter. Let's say it's you with energy. You can run. You have no problem going up the steps. You can play with your kids, your grandkids, you know, whatever that version of you is. Somebody who has also worked through some of those issues that you struggle with, right? Maybe you're somebody who has a hard time snacking at night. Maybe you're somebody who knows you do not eat on any schedule. Sometimes you undereat, sometimes you overeat, you never prep ahead, you think your life is too busy. That version of you at your goal will have those things fixed, right? Because they need to be fixed for you to get to your goal. So ask yourself this: how would that version of yourself behave? And if you're honest with yourself, you're going to find that a lot of things that you used to do, you do not do as this new version of yourself, all right? You need to identify with the future you want to be. A mistake a lot of people make is that they want to be different, but then they assume that, well, you know, I'll eventually get there. Eventually, I'll be somebody else who preps my food. Eventually, I will be somebody who plans ahead. Eventually, I'll be somebody that doesn't pass blame and make excuses on everything else when I don't do what I need to do. Eventually, I'll be different. That is not how you become that other version. You have to mentally be that person right now. So whenever you're pushed up against something that's going to hold you back, ask yourself, what does the version of me that's 50 pounds lighter, what would that version do? And then you make that decision, all right? And what you're going to find is you're going to become very different. You're going to start taking on a new identity, all right? And you might even feel a little bit of apprehension. I remember when I first stopped drinking, being out at bars, parties, it did not feel the same, right? Because I used to drink or do drugs and it felt pretty cool. But now I'm at these places sober and I remember I had a thought, or more of a feeling like, wow, will I ever be able to enjoy myself at a bar with friends? Will I ever be able to be at a party? And what started to happen as I took on a new identity is that I found, yes, I can. I can still have fun without the alcohol because I no longer identify with needing that thing to have fun with these people. I can still invest my time into these conversations with these people, just being around these people. And I found that the new me can still enjoy himself, but I had to take on that new identity. I had to kill off that old version of myself. All right, and this is some things you're going to have to do for yourself in your weight loss journey. This is going to be a game changer. All right, so what do you need to do? First, I need you to think about, what is that dream scenario? What do you look like? How do you feel? Write it down. Once you have that, think about some issues that are holding you back from being that person, right? You don't prep your food, okay? You struggle with snacking. You skip your workouts. Write those things down. And then ask yourself, what does that goal of you, how would that person behave? And you will find that you will fix those issues. You will take on a new identity, you will lose that weight, and you will keep it off, which is the most important part of all of this. All right, so that is it for today's podcast episode. If you're somebody who is ready to get to that new place, you're ready to be that new version of yourself, and you'd like some help along this journey, I'm a coach and I do help with coaching. So if you need help, you can find me on Facebook under Antoine D. Lindsay. Shoot me a direct message. I'll get back to you. You can also find me on Instagram. Username there is _Modern Sapien. You can find me on TikTok at _Modern Sapien. And I'm also on YouTube at The Modern Sapien. All right, y'all. Have a great day.